Welcome back to the Real Mark Bagwell, a wrestling docuseries with the chosen lawyer and co-pilot cousin Jerry Hood. Jerry, what is good in the hood?
Everything's pretty good. Glad to be back. As we talked about last time, we are officially back and almost better than ever. I had an accident in my Jeep.
The Jeep.
Wow. $60,000 down the tubes later, I guess. I don't know if it's going to be totaled or not, but I sent the pictures to Mark Bagwell, and he was like, "Oh my God, you got to be kidding me, bro!" And not my fault. Over by the airport, we're actually going over to the airport, not to get on our jet or whatever, but on a commercial liner. And woo, I don't know. We'll see.
You love that Jeep, Jerry Hood. You love that Jeep. I was so heartbroken for you when I heard, but that's why the good Lord invented insurance, I guess.
Yeah, I got another one picked out.
Mhm.
I got a bad boy picked out, and we'll see what happens from there once they start shifting the money around and everything. And as long as they say okay, I don't have to have the funds ready available. Just tell me it's okay and it's on the way, and we'll go down and have somebody pick it up. They know it. I'm ready.
What are you thinking? Lambo SUV, Ferrari SUV, Maserati SUV? What's the inkling, Jerry Hood?
Wow. uh, I looked at an all electric Jeep Grand Cherokee 4-wheel drive
Mhm.
the other day. Surprised me a little bit. It wasn't much. I think it was 87 grand.
US dollars,
Uh,
folks. US dollars.
US dollars, 87,000. And I liked it. I'm not for sure yet. It'll either be that or the equivalent in a gas burner. Uh, something, whatever, everything on it, known to man. And nothing expensive. We got a few cars in the garage over here for if we want to ride expensive or have expensive taste or whatever for that. But now we'll see. Probably another Jeep for the farm, Grand Cherokee. The 80th anniversary, like I say, that year's gone. So I have to do a year or two old. And we'll just see what 2024 is, like I say, what they have out, again here in the next month when the money comes through and go from there.
Well, can I cheer you up that Jerry Hood for something that doesn't go so right? I think you need some cheering up. So for today's chapter, I want to cheer you up with some good news. How about that?
I'm in.
Expected good news. I'll put a little disclaimer there. So we know that April's rolling around, April 2023, which means it's WrestleMania season. And when it's WrestleMania season, it means it's WWE Hall of Fame season. Haha. So the internet is going wild trying to figure out who is going to be the 2023 WWE inductees. Now, at the time when this airs, it's quite possible that it has slipped out, but we're going to hypothesize here. And there's one particular person I want to focus on. So we know DDP, our good friend Diamond Dallas Page, was inducted in 2017. We've seen pictures with DDP. He's got the black WWE ring. It signifies you're a Hall of Famer, which is pretty cool. And the hot rumor, so let's say, Jerry, I picked 10 random known wrestling writers and I read their predictions. All of them shared only one particular person, and that is Lex Luger. So the hot rumor is among the inductees, Lex Luger is expected to get his induction in 2023 into the Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Wow, man, that's big. Good for Lex. Shout out to Lex Luger again. We talked about everything Lex and I did at the party about a month ago, but we didn't talk about that, and I didn't want to bring it up. I thought about it. We talked about a lot of things, and we talked about a few Hall of Famers. But it's fact, just a matter of fact. On that note, we just never talked about him. He would have gone here. I don't know. Whatever. He'll. I would say if that happens, and it will, it'll be an emotional speech. As far as his Hall of Fame speech, Lex, very intelligent. You'll hear that. A lot of people never really have heard Lex talk before, other than just wrestling or an interview. Very intelligent guy. And I can't wait to. I'm not sure that we'll go to that. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. I was informed yesterday by my agent. Fortunately, good stuff. And I can't wait for that. Lex for sure. And Marcus Bagwell next. And then, we'll see how it goes.
I mean, it's inevitably coming. You got Jake the Snake, you got DDP. I mean, Lex, with his trials and tribulations, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, people said there's no way he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Well, time heals all wounds. Lex has really got his life together and public speaking, motivational speaking. He's gone through his health issues. And the man contributed so much of his life and love to wrestling. That's going to be a beautiful thing to see him inducted one day. And so he's apparently one of the inductees. That's the expectation going. And, Lex is going, then, Marcus, his number is going to get called. It's getting closer and closer and closer. As we're going to talk about in next week's chapter 2, there's certain signs, Jerry Hood. If you know how to read the tea leaves, it's gonna happen. So, along with Lex Luger, there's a couple other people. You may have heard of them that are expected to go in as well. We are not sponsored by Diet Coke. We are not sponsored by Boss. So we're not going to shout out to them, but we can drink their products regardless. A guy by the name of Vince McMahon Jr. Have you heard of him?
A couple times, sure.
Yeah, he's kind of known in the wrestling world a little bit, So apparently this is going to, Vince said on record, I am never going to want to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, especially when I'm alive. But considering that the sale of WWE is apparently imminent and, he had to go away, now he came back. The feeling is it's a good time to finally give Vince his credit, good and bad. And, the man made careers, destroyed careers. Vince is a funny guy that way. But, the hot rumor is that he's going to accept the induction this year. And since the event is going to be in Los Angeles, there's a Hollywood actor. Maybe you've heard of him too. Dave Batista. You heard of him?
Oh, for sure.
Well, Batista the Animal, apparently. He was supposed to be inducted, if I'm not mistaken, in 2020. But there was a thing called COVID, and during COVID, it was decided that they were not going to have any induction ceremonies. So Batista got delayed. So Hollywood actor Batista, Vince, Lex, let's call it a day. I'm liking this.
That'll be a great ceremony. I did not know about Vince. Good for him. What a promoter, ownership, second to none. I do not have a lot of ties with Batista. I know of him. He knows me. And, but not I don't know. Gosh, I hate to miss that, but golly, man, that's going to be great.
The one that really, always stuck out in my mind and sends shivers still to my day up my spine is when the WWE mended fences with the Ultimate Warrior. Like, if there was a guy that was never going to get inducted, it was the Ultimate Warrior. Like, he burnt as many bridges as he could, sued WWE. It was horrific. They mend the fences. He comes out. He aligns again. He gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, is on Monday Night Raw, and then he dies the next day. Like, wow. Like,
you never know.
As in the words of a famous man, wow. Like, you could not write a crazier script than that, but that is the world of professional wrestling. So I'm looking along. So I'm looking all along the lines and the tea leaves and everything else, and it's telling me Jerry Hood, because Lex was a guy I was on the fence on, not because of his talent, not because of what he contributed to wrestling, was would WWE recognize him? Because again, in my mind, he's more of a WCW guy. Like, that's where he really was his bread and butter. Like, he wasn't WWE, he was the narcissist. He was the All-American. He was going to replace Hulk Hogan, But, he had his time in WWE, but, again, he was the WCW guy. And I'm glad to see that WWE says this is beyond WWE stats and information. This is the world of wrestling. So to me, WCW, TNA, WWE, it's all wrestling. It's all Hall of Fame. So Lex, I hope he gets it. We're going to be very excited to hear about it. And once it does happen and it goes on, we're going to commentate on it. We're going to see how the induction goes, what Lex has to say, who's going to attend. I'm pretty sure Mark's going to attend. I'd be shocked if he doesn't. So,
Guaranteed, absolutely, no doubt about it.
yeah. And shake some hands, kiss some babies, and boom, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing. When you were over at the accountability crib for Mark's birthday and Dallas was there, was he wearing his WWE Hall of Fame ring? Do you recall, offhand?
I wasn't paying attention. Like I said, we flew in real quick and out, in and out, and I had 10,000 things on my mind. Money, almost, money on my mind, and I don't recall. I did see a picture, a painting of him winning the first world heavyweight championship uh, in the dining room where we had set up for, I guess, like a buffet style Italian deal that we had. Unbelievable painting, though. Unbelievable. It was. I wanted to take a picture. I thought I'd taken a picture. I can't remember, but I looked. I didn't really see the ring. I didn't. And Dallas is, believe it or not, Dallas is kind of a low key type thing on that. Even when we've done business before, we got mutual friends over in Montgomery, Alabama, close to the farm. Even during the business days of that, the dealerships with my family in the Atlanta area, to the accountability crib, to change your diet, all that. Dallas is very low key, believe it or not, very low key.
And
Not one time do you hear him say in any conversation between Lex and Mark, and they're talking about wrestling, and not one time have I ever heard Dallas say, "Well, that time I remember that time I was the heavyweight champ." No, not anything. Dallas is a first class act. Period.
Dallas, everybody thinks of him as a wrestler and having won gold. When I reflect back on him, and I love the guy, I remember him as the manager. Before he became a wrestler, he was a manager. He was managing Scott Hall, who was the Diamond Stud, who hailed from the Diamond Mine, and he was managed by Diamond Dallas Page. I remember him being a very brash, outspoken manager. He was really good at that, and he took that personality, combined it into wrestling, and history was made. And there aren't too many like Diamond Dallas Page out there, and so
No
good that he
doubt.
gets to share his wisdom, with the young wrestlers. And I definitely invite any young wrestler that ever needs mentorship or wants to know about the industry or how to survive it, from the guy who was the oldest rookie ever. You can't find a better one than Dallas.
You hit it dead on it, bro. I can't believe Dallas didn't open up something other than, I thought he might go into training as far as a trainer. He would be great at that. Everything he touches turns to gold. You've heard me say that before. And I thought maybe he might do something like that. But there evidently must be, it's almost like MLB. You've got so many guys that want to be professional wrestlers, go through everything that we did, do everything that we've done, traveling, me being on the road with Buff and doing stuff. And it's hard. It's tough. And some don't make it. And I just don't know Dallas now. He's got the right gig. The yoga, DDPY.
Doesn't
And
yeah, doesn't need to train wrestling. He trains people in yoga. Like, how incredible is that? And
we met somebody from Canada,
hey,
and and who bought some videos from Dallas. It came up something about me on TikTok and how TikTok's exploded for me, and thanks to y'all and stuff. And he'd said, "Well, hey, listen, I've got some videos that I bought on this," and ended up buying a package. Somebody from Diageo, Crown Royal and whatever, had bought something, and it's just a small world. I was like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me!" And they're like, "Did you buy it?" I said, "No, I didn't buy it. I get it for free, but I didn't buy it." But no, it was cool. Just I thought that was pretty neat. Somebody from Canada knew about that.
Amazing people from Canada find stuff. Like I'm here in Canada, we're still frozen in as of March. It's pretty sad state of affairs, but we're gonna get spring eventually. I mean, the ball players are already well underway in Arizona and Florida. You know, spring training's underway. World Baseball Classic is underway. WrestleMania is on its way. Jerry Hood. There's so
Oh
much to look forward to. And in a couple of weeks, we're gonna be talking about TikTok. You always read my mind, Jerry Hood. So stay tuned in a couple weeks. We're going to talk about TikTok and what's going on social media. But for next week, I got a major surprise for you. This is a good announcement, and I see good things happening. So let's see where we're going to go with that. So until next time, Jerry Hood, stay cool, stay real, and we'll be back on The Real Mark Bagwell.